Hello, everyone. I hope that you all enjoyed your Labor Day weekend, and I hope so far you're having a good week so far. Just wanted to check in with you all. I hope that the course is going well for you. So far, we have begun Module 3. And because we're in Module 3, our first week we kind of did our introductions. The second week we kind of we're getting started, but this week is where we really start to put together and start work on toward our final project. So because of that, I just wanted to make sure that I want to do two things. Just kind of go over the final project as a whole with you a little bit more, and then also just kind of discuss a little bit our milestone 1, which is going to be due this Sunday. So, let me go here. I hope that you all have had a chance. If not, I'm sure you have, but at this point, to familiarize yourself with the final project rubric and guidelines. This is your blueprint for everything that you need to construct your final project paper. It gives you an overview, the prompts, and also your critical elements, which are right here, which are very important, because as you are constructing your paper and as I am reading through your paper, I am looking for you to address and include all of these elements listed on the rubric in your paper. So again, please take time to familiarize yourself with the rubric and the critical elements, but don't let it overwhelm you, because throughout the course, at this point, every week that we work, we're working towards the final project. So we're going to address all of these critical elements that you're going to need to include. And by the time we're done at week 7 with the course, pretty much you're going to put everything that we've done to that point together, going to fit together like a puzzle piece to construct one final project paper. So again, don't let it overwhelm you, because we're working throughout the course to construct the paper. So your final project is a social media consultation document that you will be compiling. Pretty much the company that you have selected for your final project organization, you want to present them with more so an informational paper or presentation or proposal that is going to explain to them, based on their business goals, what these social media platforms, you're going to select 2 social media platforms, what these 2 social media platforms, or how these 2 social media platforms are going to help them to reach their business goals. So if their goals are just to get new business, better target audience engagements, then you're going to, suggest to them what platforms you feel are going to help them achieve that, and pretty much why and how and the ways to use social media correctly in order to do that. An example was maybe from a previous course that I had, pretty much a company like a bakery or something, and one of the social media platforms that they selected, of course, was like Instagram. And it was because people, as we've realized, because I know that some of you have even addressed it in your social organization that you're following, how visual and photographs can encourage and include or get your target audience to want to buy something. So pretty much that's what you want to do. Explain to this owner or executives of this company how they should be using social media in order to achieve their business goals. So throughout the course, like I said, we're going to address all of these critical elements, and you're going to get an understanding of what each one of these should include or entail, and then you're going to include it and bring it together in your final project. Your final project pretty much is broken up into 2 milestones. Milestone 1, which is due Sunday, and milestone 2, which is due on module 5. And then your final project submission is where you're going to bring them both these milestones together, and then include a couple more elements, and that's going to be your final project. So again, throughout the course, we're compiling it and we're constructing it together pretty much. So this week, milestone 1 is what you're going to be working on first. And pretty much in milestone 1, what you want to focus on and address as you begin your final project is the start of the project. Pretty much the start of the project is start social media. History of social media. You want to build a background, and you got to think, if this is someone who doesn't know anything about social media, you want to include an overview of how social media has been used by businesses over the past decade, over the past 10 years. How has it evolved? How has it changed? And how it has improved? And just be sure to include some research to support your ideals. Again, think of it that you're taking it to someone who, before they spend their money on a social media strategist or a social media marketing campaign, they want to understand, they have to have an understanding of how this can work and how spending money on social media is going to be beneficial to their business. So pretty much you want to support your you want to support what you're saying and what you're suggesting with showing them how social media has evolved and how social media is helping businesses. The next thing you want to address is best practices. This week you're kind of introduced to best practice, and that's just pretty much common sense ways to use social media to get the best out of social media. An example of that would be, when businesses use social media, you cannot just have a Twitter page without interacting with your customers, without addressing each individual post. People don't want to have generic responses. I know, again, some of you have mentioned that about the organizations that you follow. You see that, you recognize when it's just, it's just a cookie cutter response. So again, a best practice of social media, you want to explain to this company how you need to use social media to get the best out of social media. And then the next thing that you want to discuss in this paper, your milestone, is the opportunities and limits that social media presents as a communication tool. And again, you just want to pretty much, based on what their business goals and business needs are, include this in your paper so they understand what social media can do for them and what social media cannot do. The next part of your paper, your milestone paper that you should include, are the business goals. Again, you address that in your journal entry that you submitted last week. But this week you should elaborate on that just a little bit more. Along with the business goals, what you should include in this paper is the gaps that you feel that the social media platform, the social media should address. So pretty much what the business is lacking, the gaps in whatever they're doing that they're lacking. Like someone said, well, they have a social media page, but they're not doing anything on it. They're not posting anything. Well, that's a gap. You have a Facebook page, but you're not utilizing it. You're not actively posting. So because you're not actively posting, you're not reaching your target audience. You're not increasing your brand awareness. So that comes down to part B. So in the next section, you want the current state. What are they lacking? What are the gaps that you see that this company is not doing that social media will help you to address? And then out of the 4 goals down here, just select 2 of them based on these gaps that you feel should be the goals that social media will help your your company address. So an example of this would be, like we said, if a person is not doing any, they have a Facebook page, but they're not posting any pictures or any statuses on Facebook regularly, then one of the things you want to say is that you want to increase brand awareness. In order to do that, then you have to be more active on your Facebook page. You have to post. You have to increase your followers. So make sure that you select 2 of these 4 goals for your business based on the gaps that you feel that they should be addressing. And then explain, the last thing you need to do in your paper is explain how audience engagement through social media can help achieve your business goals. And the main thing I want you to do here is explain this and then support it with examples. Again, think of it as a company or owner or someone who's not familiar with social media. You can tell them all day long, but they want to see results. So support what you're saying with examples. Just make sure when you do your paper that you also are following the guidelines for your submission. Your paper should be at least 3 pages long. You should be following the APA format, and you need to include at least 3 sources that should be cited throughout your paper, and also you need a reference page to list all of your cited works. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email me with your questions, and I'll be happy to help you guys. Have a great, awesome day. Thank you.